All right, ladies and gents, Liam's going to help me with a conductivity testing experiment. So here we have our conductivity tester. It consists of 2 electrodes on the bottom attached to a light bulb with an electric current. Down here we have 3 solutions. First one is distilled water. The second one is water, distilled water to which has been added some sodium chloride, table salt. And our last one is some water in which some sucrose, table sugar, has been added and dissolved. So we're going to see which of these 3 liquids conducts electricity. And then we're going to do the same thing with powder 1 and powder 2 from our experiment. So Liam, if you would please pick up the distilled water beaker and place it, lift it up until both the electrodes are inside it. So good job, buddy. All the way up until it touches the bottom. Good. And you notice, did the bulb light up, Liam?
No.
No, it did not light up. So what does that mean? It means distilled water does not conduct electricity. And that's pretty surprising to a lot of folks because we've always heard, you take it out now, Liam, that distilled water, that water conducts electricity really well. I mean, we've all been told as kids not to go swimming during a lightning storm because we'll get electrocuted. Well, why is this? If water doesn't really conduct electricity, well, distilled water doesn't conduct electricity. The water in the river or in grandma's swimming pool has lots of ions and other chemicals floating in it that will allow the water to conduct electricity. Let's see what happens with our salt water, our sodium chloride water, where the salt's been dissolved into distilled waters. Do you think that's going to conduct electricity, Liam? Do you think the bulb will light with that one?
Yep.
All right, let's find out. Oh my goodness, that certainly did light up. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So very, very, very conductive with the salt water. Excellent. So the ions in the salt water, remember sodium chloride is an ionic compound. The sodium and the chloride dissociate into positive and negative ions, allowing the electrons to flow freely through and light up the bulb. Now what we need to do next to make sure our experiment goes well, we actually have to rinse and cleanse our electrodes with the distilled water to make sure there's no contamination. So what do you think, Liam? What do you think, buddy? Do you think the sugar water, the sucrose water, is going to conduct electricity?
No.
You don't think so? Why not?
Like, I just want to.
You just don't think so? Okay, let's try it. Let's see if you're right. All right, put it right up. It doesn't conduct electricity. You were right. And that's because, unlike sodium chloride, sucrose, table sugar, is a covalently bonded molecule that does not dissociate into ions. So it stays whole when it dissolves in the water, and it does not conduct the electrons very well. We're going to see what happens with our experimental powders next, powder 1 and powder 2.